welcome to my channel. I am Firehawk the Masked Shinobi, and today we're going to do our fifth one in Madara kills the Senju Clan. What all would change. This will be the last one of the series. Not saying that we might not go back to revisit and maybe add on as maybe we get inspiration from Naruto. Maybe there might be something in Naruto that we'd like to change. But I think for the most part, this would be kind of it, and we'll move on to something else. So, obviously, the last episode we talked about how basically who kind of got together, some of the different couples. We know that Itachi is the Hokage and has a son of his own. I think he'll have other children, but he has a son. His firstborn is a son. And I think that Sasuke and Sakura have a son instead of a daughter with pink hair. And so we talked about that. We talked about the Akatsuki and the battles that these guys face and different things like that. And so today we're going to move on, and we're basically going to talk about some of the things some of those things that are going to change and kind of give you a finishing place to go. So I'm going to move this picture here over a little bit so you can see it, so you won't be able to see my face while I talk about this for a second, just because it was too big to cut out. One thing I think will happen is that most of the Jinchuriki are going to end up with Naruto. I think everyone, because they all feel like outcasts for the most part. I think the only one that probably will not end up in this village, maybe end up as an ally to the Flame Village, will be Killer Bee. Because Killer Bee was one of the only ones of the Jinchuriki that would not treat it like crap, but actually was treated more like a god in his village. And so I think most of these, we already know that Gaara and his siblings are there, but I think the rest of them will end up migrating and all become part of the Akatsuki. I think that's just a natural selection, that we're going to see them have their own army. Then part of the Akatsuki, they're going to be their own special warrior unit of the Akatsuki. Now the Akatsuki are all super strong. Like I said, the only one I don't think joins him is I don't think Killer Bee joins in this reality. I think their village will be an ally to the village hidden in flames, because the village hidden in flames is going to be a strong village. So I think the only Jinchuriki that they won't have on the Itachi side will be on the Akatsuki side will be Killer Bee. So the rest of them, Killer Bee will be aligned with the Flame Village just because he has no reason, to leave. The rest of them all felt like outcasts. So they're going to go and try to find a place that they can feel like they belong. And that's kind of, his bread and butter is when he's going to have people join. He's finding the outcasts. That's how he's going to end up getting Gaara. And his siblings are going to come with him. And then he's going to find the rest, because they're going to all feel like outcasts like he did in his village. And so they're all joined. So that's going to mean the Akatsuki are going to be even stronger than they normally are. I mean, it's going to be a strong Akatsuki. They're going to have all the Jinchuriki except for one. And then, they just have all the other characters. The regular people, they'll have Pain. And, they'll have all the other characters that were in in the Akatsuki, except for Itachi. And they wouldn't have Obito. They would have never touched it at all. So, and Orochimaru probably would have never been in a part of the group either, just because he wouldn't need a reason to be there. The reason why he was there in the first place was to try to get Itachi's body, and then when he failed, he went for Sasuke. But anyways, now we go and talk about one of the important things, one of the biggest things, and one of the most important things of the Naruto series is the friendship and rivalry of Naruto and Sasuke. I like this fan art picture. I love a lot of the fan arts that I find on when I search these. Obviously, I don't own any of these images, but they're out there, and I appreciate some people are so talented, and I really like how some people do. I wish I was able to be this, artistic. I definitely am not. But I think what's going to be the biggest thing in this, the difference in this scenario in this world, is that it's going to be Sasuke that's going to want to get Naruto back to the village. He's going to not want to give up on Naruto, instead of Naruto not being the one to give up on Sasuke. It's going to be the other way around, which I think in turn is going to be Sasuke's downfall, because this Naruto is not going to be able to forget, that, he found out that that his mother died at the hands of Madara. He's not going to forget that Itachi and Kashi killed his dad, took his dad from him when he was a toddler and left him all alone. He's not going to forget being alone. Yes, he's going to have a love for Itachi because he was his teacher, and he's going to have a love for Sasuke because Sasuke was his childhood friend. He's going to have that, but he's going to be afflicted because of the loss. Now he's going to feel lied to, especially by Itachi. Itachi knew the whole time when he trained him. Maybe Sasuke didn't know, but Itachi definitely knew when he was the leader of Team 7. So it's going to really put a wedge in between him and the Uchiha, and he's going to want to be their enemy. And he's never going to want... He's going to feel like they misuse their power, which they did, and he's going to build the Akatsuki to be more of like an anti-hero group. They're going to definitely attack the village, but they're going to do a lot of good as well. So I don't see them being totally villains. Villains maybe in the eyes of the Hidden Flame Village, but in some people's eyes, the Hidden Flame Village itself will be what people think of as the villains in the story. One thing I think that happens is Sasuke keeps pushing to try to get his friend back, and some of you are going to hate this, but Naruto kills him. And it's a hard thing. I think Naruto is afflicted by killing him because it's still his friend. But in the end, he's a Uchiha. And he's never going to give up. He feels like, I think in his mind, if Sasuke can find him, then he can lead the village to him, or find him out there. So eventually he's going to kill him, and sadly he's going to kill Sasuke with his own sword. I know some of you guys hate that idea, but that's how it's going to go down. Naruto is going to kill Sasuke with his own sword. And then here's the kicker. This is what's going to make you guys hate it so much more in this universe. That sword's going to end up in the hands of Boruto. That's going to be the sword that Boruto carries later on in life. Will be the sword that killed Sasuke, because he'll gift it to his son when his son carries a sword, and it'll have more meaning than Boruto, because it's a sword that killed Sasuke. It's a sword that killed Uchiha, and it'll have more meaning because later on he'll have a great rivalry probably with Sasuke's son. But that's where the sword ends up. So obviously Naruto has his kids, and I think his kids, the only difference is they're gonna have their village of their own. It's gonna be hidden in like a cave, and it's gonna be really unique in its way. It's gonna be like a village when you walk back into the hidden cave, and all of a sudden you see a big, huge village inside this whole cave. It's gonna be hidden away, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. But that's gonna be the Akatsuki's home, and they're still going to have families, and they're still going to have kids, and still have values, and they're still going to go out and do things. And so I think Naruto still has his kids. The only difference is they're going to be stronger. They're going to be stronger warriors because he's going to be a stronger warrior. His daughter, who's going to look a lot like Hanate, is going to be a strong warrior, very strong warrior. We know that. Even in regular Boruto, we know that she's going to be strong. So she might even be stronger than Boruto. That's a possibility. So, but then Boruto will obviously be a big part of the Akatsuki, and most likely will be when Naruto is said and done. Boruto will be the future leader of the Akatsuki. He will be the leader. He'll take over and lead them just as his father did. His relationship with his father will be a lot more different than it is in Boruto. He won't be as much of a brat as he is in Boruto, a spoiled little brat who, But anyways, he'll be more of a stronger person and have I think a closer relationship with his father, because in the same sense, Naruto will be a better father in this world, because yes, when he goes out, he'll be gone, but when he's home, he's home. Yes, he's a leader of a group and he's looking after things and he has responsibilities, but in this world, they're going to put importance on when they come back to celebrate with their families and spend time with their families. That's going to be what Naruto does. So he's going to be really close to his kids, and Boruto is going to be really close to his dad in this universe, and he's going to be basically a lot like his dad when he grows up. He might have some different powers, but he'll be a lot like his dad. And his number one enemy, I don't think his number one enemy will be, well, I mean, he'll be enemies with Itachi's son as well, because he'll have a hatred for Itachi because Itachi killed his grandfather. And so he will have a hatred for Itachi. So his son will be involved in that battle. But then so it's going to be like a three-way thing. You'll have Boruto, Itachi's son, and then Sasuke's son. And remember, in this universe, Sasuke has a son, and Sasuke's son has pink hair like his mom. And this is going to make him super hate. His goal in life will be to get revenge for a while he grows up. Without a dad, his goal will be to grow up, become a strong warrior, and kill Naruto. He will want to kill Naruto. He will hate Naruto. And so that will be his goal. So his number one enemy will be Boruto. And obviously his cousin will be with him a lot, and they will attack and do things together and have a long battle. But I think as time progresses and as time goes on, the next generation, there will still be war. They wanted, Madara wanted the peace and a place where there's no war, but there will still be war. He had peace at the end of his life, and sometimes there will be peace, but I don't think that there will be peace for a long, long time, to some generation down the line is able to forgive each other and accept. If someone can eventually, I'm not saying that can't happen, that basically they can become friends or something will happen. But I think for a long time, the human nature is to want revenge and be sought by revenge and have revenge drive you. And therefore, more people's lives are lost. And then those people want revenge for their loved one. And so I think so on and so on. That's kind of how it goes. So Madara's dream world of peace wasn't really peace for everyone. It was peace in a way for the Uchiha clan for the most part because they have strong allies. They're going to have other villages that are definitely their allies. Because like I said, I think Killer B, they'll have Killer B and his brother. I think they'll be allies with the Hidden Flame village, and I think they'll have strong allies in a lot of other villages, including probably Sand Village and stuff like that will be probably part of them. Even though Gara came from there, Gar's not. They never really liked Gar, so I think eventually they'll be against. That Sand Village will be against Gara and the Itachi as well. But not Itachi. The Akatsuki. Oh my word! I don't know why I keep wanting to say Itachi today. Akatsuki. All right, man. Oh my word! But I think his idea of peace never really got where I think it's better. His world, killing the Senju clan, made it better for the Uchihas. In the long run, it made it better for the Uchihas. But a lot of other people were affected by those changes and by that world. And so every little thing we know when you're talking about a new world and changing things, and if one thing got changed, then it changes so many things. That's what I like about these scenarios, because you're thinking about, okay, what would be different in this scenario? What would be different? Because if you change one thing, that one little thing affects other things. So, like the village not being the Hidden Leaf Village, but it being the Hidden Flame Village, because it wasn't founded with him and the Senju Clan. The Uchiha and the Senju Clan did not found the village together. Instead, it was founded by just the Uchiha when they got the other villages together, obviously. So those things changed. A lot of those things changed. There's stronger warriors, definitely. But now they have a stronger enemy as well in the Akatsuki. Maybe that no other village will stand against them, but the Akatsuki sure will. I think they'll do bad and good. I think they'll do bad against the village, the village hidden in the flames and their allies. But I think they'll do a lot of good for the people that are around them and care about them. So, like I said, I think they'll be more like an anti, hero group. But I think his dream of having this magical world with peace is not gonna ever happen. And in real reality, we see every day that peace exists for a moment, but then unfortunately human nature gets the best of people, and no matter what, yes, he might have got rid of one of his enemies and made it better for the Uchiha in the long term. But in its place, he made himself a new enemy that is much stronger and much more powerful because he has a higher influence. And so basically the Uchiha's enemy became Naruto. And ultimately the Usumakis. So yeah, definitely interesting. I definitely enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to doing another one down the road. I'm not sure what that one will look for. I do love Naruto very much, so I do love these scenarios, because who doesn't love Naruto? Obviously, Naruto is very popular, very, famous. They have an island in Japan that I definitely want to go to and see, and go there and visit, because that would be awesome. So instead of them being friends, Madara kills them. So these guys don't exist. And that's the world that Madara created for himself. But he was a different version of Madara too, because he was a lot different when it came down to it. So anyways, So thank you for joining me. Definitely give me a like and please subscribe. You can also look for me on our podcast on Spotify, the Master Shinobi, Firehawk the Master Shinobi as well. On there, we do a podcast every Thursday. So really appreciate everyone, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.